Hello, everyone. My name is Lucifer, and welcome to the photographs of the summer of 1987. This is another game in the Art for Blood universe, and we're actually skipping a game. So, in between the last one, this one, there's about 3 games, and I've already played 2 of them. One is of the We Are Passengers, I think, and the other one is Fatal Focus. And there's one in between that and this, and I'm skipping that for now because this one contains both I think the one of the characters from Fatal Focus and also the devilish lady from Limerence, which I find very intriguing, and I think that's the closest in the games or visual novels that we've come to having characters cross over in this universe. So I think that's really fascinating, and I just really wanted to play. There's like 3 more games in the series now, or in the universe now, that we got to get through. So yeah, hope you like this. Get some nachos, get something nice to drink, and let's go with this. Photographs from the Art Without Blood, Cats Get, content warnings. How do I go? A heart. Seated in front of you is a book you found when scouring the dusty corner of a roadside antique store. The cover is a worn red aged with cracks and dust sprinkled across its leather. Written on a faded sticker in the center is one phrase: Summer of 1987. You don't know why you bought it. Perhaps it was the allure of a haunted photo album. Perhaps it was to show off to friends. Perhaps it was to collect memories of a dead friend group or an aging couple that was left behind. You wonder if the owners are dead, or the only live on through the pictures on this album. I'm actually like going through the Magnus archive right now, and like the fascination about the books in the show is so cool, and the Lightners, and this just reminds you of that maybe it's like a maybe it's Magnus archive crossover. You haven't opened the album yet? No, you waited. You asked the woman at the counter with her brittle fingers and wrinkled face what was inside. She said she had never seen the book before. Anything that doesn't have a tag on it is treated. Can you not open a book before you buy it? I feel like most places with books allow you to open the book before you buy it. So, you say that's a steal for something so mysterious and precious. And I'm assuming that how? You open the book. Summer of 1987, photographs by Adonis Damour. I'm not sure if Adonis is the woman from Fatal Focus. I guess you can find out in the link in the description. I don't remember. If lost, please return to blank. Trip. 625. A view from a bus window of oak trees dotted throughout the Appalachians. The sky is cloudy, begging for rain. A bird soars above, small enough to be mistaken for a speck of dust. And how did I not mistaken it for a specketh of dusteth? Pretty. 625. Resting on the finger of the photographer is a pinewheel swallowtail butterfly with its royal blue wings and rings of yellow like a broken pearl necklace. In the background is a blurred gas station. Okay, that's pretty. That's very pretty. Nature trail. 625 and 626. A series of photographs of the woods. One is of the refraction of light rays through the trees above. Another is an up-close shot of fungus growing on the side of a dead tree. Squirrels, insects, bones, butterflies. As the photographs continue, the sky grows darker until 5 photographs in the row are only of darkness. Turn down the contrast and increase the brightness. The sun peeks from behind a mountain covered in green. Fog rests over what sprawling land can be seen. I see a little rhyme there. That's pretty. Oh wait, no, wait. 626. Today's sunrise. Trek to the city. 626. The next few photographs are of foggy roadsides and lines of trees. One features a broken car down of a make and model you don't recognize. I apparently recognize very fancy butterflies, but I don't recognize fancy cars. So sad. It is covered in wines and soot, as if it has been rotting in its metal carcass for decades. The mist tries its best to obscure the rust. These pages smell like ash and coal. It reminds you of Centralia and its eternal fires. What is Centralia? I'm assuming it's mentioned in like the previous game, maybe. I don't know. Self-portrait 627. A person holds up the camera to a mirror in a public bathroom. This is the first view you receive of the photographer. Black hair framed perfectly around the angled face. Eyes obscured by round sunglasses tinted red like the planet Mars. Black lipstick, pale. So Adonis is the woman from Fatal Frame. Fatal Focus. Yes, I can remember names. Did that just rhyme? I don't know. Eyes obscured by round sunglasses tinted red like the planet Mars. Black lipstick. Pale skin, an outfit of ruffles and crosses and heavy fabric, not meant for the summer weather. You assume this is Adonis d'Amour. Museum trip. The steps to an art museum are laced with crowds posing in front of the statues, waiting for the bus, checking their tickets for the right time to enter the building. All faces and motions are blurred. This page smells like old paper. Wait, was that 627? Wait, 627? Okay, self-portrait. Okay, fine, all right. 628, exhibits. Various art installations are photographed over the next few pages. Paintings of Jesus Christ with his holes in his hands that beg to be filled not by nails but worms. Sculptures are of dead poets and their muses. Bowls and weapons and cups and knives. Sometimes other viewers are captured as well. Sometimes they match the paintings they're staring at. But one picture seems different from the rest. Oh, wait, is this the name of the person at the very beginning? You know, return to blah, blah, blah. This photograph features a painting of a person bathing in androgyny. Hands folded and resting in their lap, piercing red eyes glisten against the fallout of a black eyeshadow. Cream-colored hair and matching geometric tattoos contrast against dark skin. Their smile is bright even without teeth. Almost as if bright as the metal buckles and spikes that decorate their black outfit. And right next to the painting is the exact same figure, sitting in the exact same pose, staring directly at the camera that no one else seems to notice. New friend. The stranger now sits across from the photographer at a bar. Bright lights frame them in an aura that feels ethereal. Even with the sweat on the skin and revealing outfit, it's a candid shot. The stranger's eyes close and smile bearing sharp teeth. Next to the photographer is a name, Aaron. The portrait done in the ballpoint pen of Adonis is attached to the page. So I'm assuming the limerence person's name is Aaron. Interesting. All right. Okay. Very interesting. A delightful evening. Aaron has the camera this time. Taking a photograph of Adonis holding a B-52 in their hand. Another taken of Adonis talking to a man at the bar whose facial features have been lost to age. Despite everything else, from clothes to hairstyles, screaming 1980s, the bar feels much, much older. The most colorful on the page is one taken of the two of them in the bar's bathroom, laughing, faces red from either happiness or liquor. The page smells like bourbon and cigar smoke. Wait a minute, I want to go back really quickly because there was a point where it says that it was like, old paper. Art museum it smells like old paper. Photographer fucking roadside, so interesting. Those don't really match, but this one matches. Because the other one was of the fog and the outside world and it smelled like coal. And the other one was like a museum, it smelled like old paper. I guess old paper makes sense for a museum, but you know. Alright. Good morning, 6:30. The view from a hotel room at dawn with streaks of pink and orange against a fading black sky. The lights of the city cannot fare against the power of the atmosphere. Not a single cloud dares to ruin this peace picture. Another photograph is an artistic picture of a coffee cup next to a book. Page is open to diagrams of flora. You're not sure what flowers they are, but the drawings look old. For a date, Adonis takes picture in the mirror of their attire for the day. A tank top with some forgotten garage band is layered with a cardigan that drapes off their shoulders. Ankle-length pants with a wide cutter matched with a studded belt and a familiar eye necklace. It seems no matter the occasion, the red sunglasses stayed. Visit to blah, 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 blah. Aaron sits on a rock overlooking the other visitors to a park. Their knees are to their chest, head tilted to the camera. They stare into the camera, putting each streak of a different vibrant shade of red on display for the photographer. Black eyeshadow brightens the whites of their eyes, tinted red, not with substances, but with something that glows like a firefly. Their arms covers the lower half of their face, so their true expression is unknown. They're beautiful. So much is alive here. So it's all in the same day. Interesting. I mean, it is a date, I guess. So Adonis and Aaron know each other, and I'm assuming that Adonis is also like some sort of like entity because similar names, as well as they both seem to have some sort of like thing with, I don't know, it's the supernatural. Because Aaron in the technically the first game that we played in the series at least, they had the main character like chained up and stuff. Adonis transformed the main character in Fatal Focus. So, yeah. Pictures of wildlife in the park. The photographer reaches a hand out to feed a squirrel some nuts. Worms wrangle around in a freshly turned dirt. A moth at the wrong time of day lands in Aaron's hand. The remains of a half-gutted bird litter a trail of gravel. In one, a rough collie is sniffing the camera, its nose barely fogging up the lens. This feels more like a video than a photograph. But then again, a picture just says 1,000 words, so, that's a really funny thing, We're talking, so this is a story, like, basically, words about a scene in a photo. So, there are words describing the photo, so, I find that ironic, because, like, a picture that says 1,000 words, but then the words are describing the picture, which is supposed to say 1,000 words, so... It's fascinating. I know the actual photo, the actual 1,000 word thing is supposed to be like seeing the picture yourself, but in this case it's not like that. But yeah, it's so fascinating. Okay. Trees are in full bloom in the summertime. On some grow small mushrooms. Aaron hands the cameraman a dandelion picked from between the concrete of a nearby sidewalk. 637-6. Portraits. A collection of headshots of people, each dated over the course of a week. There are no names attached. The portraits are as follows. A man in his mid-30s sits with broken glasses and a scar across his lip. His hair is tied up in a messy bun, stray strands of brown falling over his eyebrows. He hasn't shaved in days. The red marks from previous crashes still remain. His eyes are worn, sunken, and tired, red from the day's exhaustion. 7-1. Interesting. Okay. Alright. A woman in her early 60s with gray barely growing in her hairline. Half of her face is shadowed by a sun hat, decorated with real-life flowers around the base. One of the teeth on her upper jaw is missing, with lipstick smudged on her canines. 7-2. A person in their 20s with the wildest hair displayed thus far. Dark eye makeup contrasts against white skin. Black lipstick, black hair, black eyes, and black clothes make them stand out from the rest of the light foliage. The dances behind them, strings of blood stick to their left nostril. A young girl, maybe 10 or so, with a baseball cap on and a black eye. Her curly hair is tied into two pigtail-like buns. She's smiling brighter than the sun that shines behind her. Her sweat sticks like dandelion seeds. 7-4, so the 2-day gap now. A young man with long black hair adjusts the rectangular glasses that perfectly frame his jaw. It looks like a candid shot as his eyes are narrowed and his mouth is open in the middle of a sentence, threatening to open the wound on his busted lip. It looks fresh. Is this the guy over here? Wait. This one. Yeah, scar on his lip. Huh. Okay. Maybe it's like the person in different times, like literally different times, like tens of years apart. Yeah, we saw that. Okay, 7-6 now. The prettiest woman you have ever seen looks down at a red spider lily that is the same shade as her eyes. White hair, milky skin, red lips, and red eyeshadow, all fit for a face so full of love. A view from the passenger seat of an old car. Aaron is driving. Adonis's red sunglasses flicked over their eyes, face turned towards the road. Cherry earrings dangled from their lobes. Lipstick is smudged past their lips. Outside the windows is an endless sea of trees. This page smells like gasoline and dirt. The innards of a deer stretch from one end of the road to the other, red and worn red and worn as the ribbons at the end of a marathon. Its mouth is agape, legs reaching out for a grass on the other side that it would never feel in life. The kill looks old, not made by the two throughout the book so far. I doubt that very much so. I very much doubt that so. Gross, 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven as well. Okay, so that was a few days after the photographs of people. A series of photographs of Aaron. They pry open the dull sockets of the deer and pull each of its eyes out. Aaron holds the eyes in the palm of their hands. Its fluids form a pool on top of the skin. They're smiling. In another picture, they hold up a bloody rag with something inside. They look like a child holding their first goldfish in a plastic bag to the camera. 7-12 and 7-11. Okay. Clear skies. A look at the sky. The stars are brighter than any modern photograph you've spotted through various photographs on top of the trees. Adonis sits at a campfire holding a metal mug in their hands. Oh, how they gaze with the dead eyes into the fire, only illuminated by the flames which dance in front of them. Of course, gotta have that. A pale hand displayed over another person's bare chest. On their dark skin is a cream-colored tattoo of a cross. The next photograph shows the hand, presumably Adonis's. Attempting to trace the pattern, but a blur of motion reaches for Adonis's wrist. Okay. A note is written to the picture. I can only cut this in emergencies. Sort of suspicious that you want to touch me right there anyways. Another note in a different kind of handwriting. You are so mean to me. I'm assuming this is Aaron, this is Adonis. Friends, 7-13. I feel like they're more than friends, just saying. They feel a little bit more than friends. Photographs of a deer, family, small packs of them standing in the tree line. Each of their eyes glow even in the sunlight. The babies still have their spots. Some of them at least. It seems their fur patterns change. 7:15 pit stop. Two people take a self-portrait in the bathroom of a gas station. The mirror is dirty. Soaked in a grease lost to man. They look tired but happy in their smeared makeup, messy hair, and red shades. The next few pictures are each of them causing mischief in a gas station's convenience store. Adonis mixes various flavors soft drinks into one cup. Aaron tries on cheap sunglasses and nearly breaks a pair. Again, this feels more like a video. And should definitely turn into Artist Blood miniseries. You know, it'd be very cool. Heaven, 7:15. An unopened can of Dr. Pepper's condensation collects on the metal prison that cages the soda. I like how like I said, this person, Katsket, is a really great writer. I feel like they really know how to encapsulate metaphors and personifications of things really well. And I really, really enjoy their writing. It's so cool. And I would love to be a writer like this. Too Hot, 7:18. A series of photographs at a river. Aaron is stripped down to only their pants. Their bodies covered in cream-colored geometric tattoos. All of them which seem to glow against their dark body. They splash the camera. They stand on a rock with their hands over their eyes, staring at the sun. No matter how long they stare at it, no matter how many pictures it spans, it seems like their own eyes only burn brighter. Aren't they cute? 7:18. The label for this photograph is written in a different person's handwriting, handwriting that is less stable, less uniform, but somehow more pleasant to the eyes. Adonis sleeps with their shades on, curled up like a small child in a sleeping bag. For the night, they have shed their most modest dress, claiming instead of a tank top. Their veins sprawling over their skin, crawling up their arms, are as dark as the sky overhead. So this is definitely Adonis, and they're definitely more than friends. Wildflower, 7:20. Whoa, wait. Oh my god, we have come to 21 already. Okay. A series of photographs of flowers, Turk's cap lily with brown spots and yellow petals, golden rods on stems, how it looks like foam and mold homing, okay. Gentian roses of shades of pink, whose center looks like, okay, it smells like Jordan Fresh grass. Dinner. Thanks, A. This could be either of them because they're both Aaron and Adonis. But I guess, Aaron has more of like an A, and Adonis is like an ad. I don't know. The remains of a deer lay scattered on a campsite floor. Well-cooked venison sits in pots and in bowls, layered with herbs and leaves likely picked from the greenery nearby. Aaron sits against a log and watches the flames dance. The way their eyes stare emptily makes it seem like they don't know they're being photographed. But somehow you know that they know. And they know that you know. Everyone knows, and everyone who does not will end up knowing, okay? Sleepy boy, 7:24. Adonis is sleeping in the back of a car. Their body basks in the glow of a golden hour. Even here, the shades stay on. Yeah, so like the way the shades always stay on is like, seems like creepy like. So I'm assuming they're also a deity. Probably are. A treat after a long night. A self-portrait of two subjects taking the reflection of a pond. The lily pads frame their outlines. Details are hard to make out on their figures, but their bodies are shaded mostly with stunning hues of red, brown, and white peaks out every so often. The water of the pond is clear, but it does not aid in visual clarity. One of the first uses of the timer found in the book. Aaron and Adonis stand in the center of the frame. It is dark outside, and the moon sits directly between their heads. Shadows made from branches and leaves obscure parts of their bodies. A family of 5 deer surrounded them, enveloping them in a circle. No one wears an expression. Everyone's eyes light up but Aaron's. The deer's glow like they are reflecting the light of the flash. Adonis's glow behind the shades like there is something luminescent behind the sockets. Like I said, nice job, but a car is severely wrecked. Its windshields are completely shattered. Pieces of the car body are dented with black paint peeling off its sides, especially the front, which is smashed inwards, torn off its bumpers. The engine is smoking, blocking the sun. The space smells like smoke and oil. Maybe this is the car that was in the previous, like, way back thing. Maybe it's like a time loop or like some sort of like going back in time sort of thing. I don't know. It gives that vibe, but I know that I know these visual novels and these stories are very, very highly up for interpretation, and that you can probably somehow see a way to it, and it could probably be true, and that's how it's meant to be. And I feel like I wish there was more of like a proper like path, giving a little bit more hints to what's happening. But I still think it's very cool of how this dish happens. Seriously, Aaron sits against a tree that is half fallen, likely from the collision. Part of their face is missing from the corner of their right eye to the middle of their mouth, leaving only flesh that looks rotted, expired. A large animal is splattered across the road. Whatever it was is forever lost, for its meat is mangled for past identification. Far past identification. Adonis turns the camera towards themselves for a self-portrait, and I know the expression masks their face. Blood is smeared across their red sunglasses and their lips. Give me that Glasgow smile. A headshot of Aaron. No effort has been made to clean up their face of the gore. Gums and muscles and blood and all reveal themselves to be the camera. Teeth aren't missing, but they're tossed mixed crudely into the scene. It looks like flesh is attempting to crudely grow over them. Nonetheless, they smile. Aw, that's nice. Aaron, look at Aaron go. They do a smile. Time for repairs. A series of photographs of a white 1983 Pontiac 6000. A man and a woman, likely in their early 20s, driving from the forest to gas stations. They pump gas, get snacks from the convenience store, drive until the trees stop and fields grow. The couple is unaware they are being photographed. Pictures of a house on an empty farmland. There are no other signs of civilization. All that leads to it is a dirt road where a Pontiac is parked. Each door and window is photographed. Whatever messages were written on the photographs are now wiped away. Sometimes in the window are silhouettes, undressing, cigarette smoking, dancing, sleeping, helplessly staring out into the window, hoping for a change. Objects. Two people, a man and woman, sit with their limbs tied. They sit with their backs against painted wood, where below there is only dirt and dirty planks. Their facial features are not given the same restraint as their body parts. No eyes are covered, no mouths gagged. Their wounds are light, identical nosebleeds, small cuts around the collarbone from a struggle. Tools. Okay, same day. A series of weapons laid out on a line on the floor from left to right. A jet black knife whose hilt glows with white etchings, a screwdriver, wood cutting axe, a pocket knife that initials ADA carved into the blade. A power drill with 5 additional drill bits, a pair of Why? They're just a couple having a nice time in the Pontiac. Why would he do this? Adonis takes himself forward with the girl sitting behind her and holding her jaw to the camera. Is she the girl from earlier in the photograph, in the album book? Because there's a girl without a jaw who was old, and then there was, and even before that, there was that guy with like the lip cut, and the girl with like a tooth missing or something like that. She now dons a black eye and her gaze is somewhere in the far distance. Some of the hair has been ripped from her scalp. Aaron holds the man's face close to their own. Their noses barely brush against one another. The flash of the camera only makes Aaron's face injury even more noticeable as the flesh shines with secretions. In the next photograph, their faces are pulled together and it isn't a kiss. No, they're connected by strings of meat, yellow and thick like fat. It conjoins their faces from the corners of their eyes to the middle of their lips. A close-up of this attachment, this joining of gore, the man's face starts to ripple as if made of hot wax exposed to intense flame. His nose collapsed and his mouth twisted into a grotesque, half-melted grin. His eyes have been liquefied, leaving only hollow sockets that are collecting black and brown fluids. Aaron's face drips with wax-like tears and bile. His face smells like fire and burning rubber. Okay. The man is on the floor now, face an unrecognizable mound of flesh more akin to that of a mannequin exposed to flame, a useless puddle of distorted features, absent of anything to identify him with. In another photograph, Aaron, who is sitting on top of the man's body, turns towards the camera. The wound on her face has disappeared, and the skin instead glows with the radiance of the sun. They smile, eyes closed, caught in a laugh for a joke lost to time. Well, of course we made her. Oh, God. Under the series of photographs, Adonis uses one hand to hold the woman's eyes open, and the other to hold her head straight. The tears down her face and the new flush of redness indicates that she may have tried to struggle before. It does not look like she has energy to try anymore. The way she is caressed is like a mother crying to calm down a crying child, and perhaps it actually worked. All that's here is viscera. Up close pictures of red and brown and black. A hand reaches into a man's chest cavity pulled open with hooks. Someone has found a hammer and nails there and are using them to pin the man's body to a wall. Perhaps that did not work. In another picture, the drill is pulled out. Bits are exchanged out in favor of larger, thicker ones. One is just an axe, covered in fluids and remnants of an amputated leg sitting far in the background. Oh, lovely. Strung to the walls of some gods to God, but as we know, the face. Both his legs are missing, his entrails. Yeah, there's a lot of gore instead of the whole filled with picture. Wooden picture frame. Finished piece. Finished piece. And the artist, Aaron, stands next to the corpse, smiling, looking one of the foot up behind them, holding one hand towards. Yeah, piece. That's definitely what happened there. Pieces, rather. Which one? The photographer and the subject are switched now. Madonna sits in front of the woman in one hand. They hold a box cutter. In another, they hold a knife. A note next to the paragraph written, "What are we? Simple men with simple lives? Why limit ourselves to power tools? Why not rip the flesh apart with our own teeth?" How many more are these? I have no clue. Okay. I'm assuming it's the... Yeah, okay. They didn't want me to photograph the process, 8-2. Adonis sits cross-legged on the floor. The entire bottom half of their face is coated in liquid. Sometimes clear, sometimes red, and drips into the white shirt they are wearing. In one photograph, they seem upset at this revelation. Multiple parts of the woman have been gnawed away at her face, especially her... Oh, yeah, because Adonis is some sort of like deity or creature that instills like animalistic kind of things onto others. So I'm assuming that's how she is as well. Trying, who makes, you know what I'm saying, right? Even she's like a beast, like, eating people and things, and with raw and like, yeah. Multiple parts of the woman have been gnawed away. Her face, especially her cheeks and her mouth, her collarbone and neck, which now is exposed to the complicated threads of her arteries. Her arms and her shoulders left with the red bite marks. Her thighs and calves picked clean. Final work. The man nailed the wall. The woman slumped below him. Aaron and Dust stand on either side of the couple with their arms folded over their torso. Adonis' eyes glow. The rest do not. Not even Aaron's? Interesting. Nice. Adonis sits in a bathtub illuminated by candlelight. They're drinking what looks like to be wine while gazing at the window. The view is of nothing but farmlands and trees. Even here, the glasses stay on, and the bubbles obscure their body. Don't really like anything in their closets. Various photographs of Adonis wearing different outfits. Some are much more masculine and way too big for them, and their face scrunches in disgust. Large t-shirts, ugly jeans when they try on more feminine outfits, whether it be lacy dresses or fleet tops. Wait, are they both androgynous? I thought Aaron was the androgynous one. Okay. Whether it be lacy dresses or fleet tops, they don't seem to like either of those, and they fit way too small. Somehow they still manage to stay modest, covering their entire body to save for the hands and neck. Ultimately, they seem to settle for a pair of worn jeans and a blouse. Road trip. In the dirt driveway, Aaron sits on a 1983 Pontiac 6000. The truck is popped open, filled with bags and items wrapped in newspaper. They lift their heads towards the sun and stare at its beauty. The drive. Various photographs taken from the passenger seat of big houses of wildlife that cross the road, of trees, rivers, and cliffsides. Sometimes Adonis takes pictures of the driver, whose skin is still glowing miraculously. Another hot day. Wait, how much is there? Oh my god. Oh. Okay. All right. The two of them take turns with photographing one another at a lake. Adonis is found swimming, pointing at native plants and wildlife. Aaron sits at the dock. 3 pictures show an attempt on Aaron's part to drown Adonis. One hand wraps around their throat, keeping them under. Adonis makes no struggle. Their skin turns blue and their veins darken, turning black bubbles obscure their face. I like it when you hurt me. And then the two are laughing. Adonis' skin is purple and they sit in the grass while covering their mouth, unable to contain their laughter. So they don't require oxygen to survive. Interesting. And then underneath their white clothes, now drenched and covered in algae, is a pale body riddled with strings of black, like tree roots, connecting each other, limb and nerve together in a brilliant display of biology. Okay. Just this once. Just this once. No, 2 of us. You can fake it till you try. Just the 2 of us. I don't know. I remember that song. A time photograph. Aaron and Adonis wrap themselves around each other in a warm embrace. The moon is hotter than usual behind them. A knife sits directly in Aaron's chest, where the cross would be, but there is no blood. There is only a black liquid and the beginnings of a fog. On their cheek appears a third eye. It looks directly at the camera. It looks directly at you. We'll have fun again. Inside a shitty motel room, Aaron's back is facing the camera as they lay on a twin-sized bed. You know they aren't asleep. You know they aren't asleep. A small note, a few loose photographs, and a pair of sunglasses are left next to them on the nightstand. The sun's rays are just beginning to pour into the room. This page smells like vanilla and patchouli. There are many more pages, many more. You do not care. You will burn this book, maybe. Throw it into a river and let the fish eat the pages. Give it for free with frenzy in your eyes to some old woman who collects and sells haunted items. Turning it into authorities is not worth it. The case is old and the perpetrators are even older. But part of you believes the last part isn't true. Yeah, I don't believe that part. Okay, so that's the end of that. That was very cool. Like I said, I really enjoy this person's narration. I think Catskit makes a great like environment with like the narration and stuff like that. I also like their art, like in Fatal Focus and all that. It's really good. I think I really enjoyed this. Like it's like a proper story, like showing Aaron and Adonis. And it shows like how it connects and everything, but I still wish there was more of a connection with other things. Maybe I'll play more of the games, maybe we'll see more of a connection. And I know I see this every single time, and I wish that there to be more of like connections and like established world building. But I still enjoy how it is very artistic in nature. But at the same time, I do wish the other things as well. I really enjoy this person's narration. I mean, writing. I really do. I really want to learn how to write like this, and and I know you gotta do the backseat writing. I haven't had time. But that is so nice. It's so fun. That's about it. I hope you enjoyed this little storytelling, which is technically what it is. And see you in the next video. Take care, and goodbye.